Good morning. It's me behind this camera. I have a slick little camera holder, but it doesn't work well when I'm stitching. So I had so many questions this morning, so I thought I'm going to just take you through the design process with me. And I can clip it onto my machine and just face it right on the hanky. So we're going to work through this together. And if I catch your questions, I can answer them right here. So after the live video, it will post, and I just figured out how to put that on YouTube. So I will post the parts on YouTube so you can follow. So I love these stencils. You know, I talk about them all the time. So these are Cindy Needham stencils, and you can find them right here on her website. I'm sure she's getting ready for market right now, so she may be a little bit busy. Hi, Cindy, if you catch this. I love these because they're great for negative space designing. They work in blocks. You know, just see this hanky like a block. When you get this set, you have this circle grid and you have the square grid. Okay, mine are a little messy because they get used all the time. So today I'm using the circle grid. You also get, let me show you what I did yesterday. You get the transparency. And someone asked me yesterday, how did you get that? How did you put the shape on there? I just took a Sharpie and outlined the area I'm going to design in. So I just put that right on this transparency, and rubbing alcohol will take that off when I'm done. And then I also put in this little bit of lace. Move a little bit. So when I was designing, I really wanted to take this into consideration, this shape and this shape. I always tell people when I teach that look at the embroidery, look at what's in your fabric, let the embroidery, let the shape of your piece decide what your quilting is going to be. So I see this shape and I see this basic shape right here. There's also these nice little scallops at the end. Someone also asked me, did you stitch into the lace? Yes, I did yesterday because I decided this little line right here was really basic, so was this one, and I needed that to be in the quilting. So the rest of this, though, I will use beads at the end to pull it down. All these little parts right there will be beaded. Oh, all of these little flowers. When I see a hanky, I kind of start looking ahead and thinking how I'm going to embellish. So, okay, let's go back to the middle. So there's my middle. And like I said, the transparency I just used to get a shape so I could play up on my kitchen table. I did do a few designs. You always do designs maybe that don't work out. That's why you want to draw them first. So I took tracing paper and just laid it over there, outlined that shape, and then I started playing with parts within the grid. So what I love about this transparency is it's got the grid you can draw on, because of course you're not going to put that grid on your piece when you go to stitch it. So these are the ones that I didn't use. So there's one I started, and here's one that I just scrapped because it's like I have too many spots, but I got it started. Hi ladies, hi Barbara, hi Charlotte. Okay, so then the one I came up with last night was, whoops, I have this little arm. I'm going to hit it once in a while, so don't worry about that. This is what I came up with last night. So now I'm going to move. You can see how I laid this on the transparency, and then I started playing from here. So I'm going to move this right now. Okay, so you can see what I came up with. Let's find the point. Okay, so those are all the designs I came up with. This is not what it's going to look like, but I draw everything on one piece because I don't need to see the whole thing. You certainly can do that. The fun part about this, though, is you find one area, and if you like it, you can just repeat it 4 times or 5 times, whatever your quadrants are. So I just started filling in these different areas, and I'll decide here in a little bit what I'm going to do. But right now, I just have this shape. So this is the basic shape, okay? So you see these dots, and I am a dotter, okay? I don't like to use the pen too much. The pen I really like is this one, Amazon. Sorry, but I do love these on Amazon. They're about $1 a piece. You buy them in bulk. They're about $12 for a dozen, 11 or 12. So it makes them about $1 a piece, and I go through these pretty quickly. I also like them because they have a fine tip, and I like to work with a fine tip. The secret to removing a blue water-soluble pen is 1 cup of ice cold water, and then you dissolve 1 heaping teaspoon of baking soda in that, and then put it in a spray bottle and spray it all over your blue lines, and they should disappear forever. Thank you, Becky Collis, for that little tip. She tells me that it changes the pH of the pen. And so far, I haven't had any blue lines come back, but do not heat set that before you put the water mixture on it, okay? So I've gone this far, and I quit last night because I was tired of drawing. So at this point, I'm going to just keep going on my piece. I'm going to lay this back on. So I've got the round grid, and the first thing to do is to find the middle. And on this circle, the nice thing was I have these reference points. So around the hanky, you'll see I have all of these nice little leaves. So that gives me a center point, okay? So you can see I've already made the center. But I put that grid on there, and I just line up where those little leaves are, okay? So I've got the center point. Next thing I want to do, because the things, I always tell people, do what you know. So what I do know is I have these points that I need to find, and I needed to decide, did I want the longer ones this way, or did I want them on point, or did I want them in the square? I like the longer ones this way. I am trying to mimic and duplicate this little part up here. Okay, so this is the shape that I really like. So you can see that's kind of right here, right? So I always believe for balance, for design, it's important to repeat a shape you have in your quilting, design, embroidery, whatever. So I think mine's going to go something like this. So I'm not quite sure of my fills yet, but I do know this is the shape I want. Okay, so I'm going to find the center point and even that up. So first I'm going to go around and make these 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 point, 2 points, 3, and 4. All right. Now I need to make these points. Well, this is just a little smaller than these, and I'm only going to go in one grid mark. So between these 2 grid marks, I just have to go in to this one less. So 1 there, 1 there. I'm going to follow this. 1 there, and 1 there. Okay. So I have made my dots. And right now, that's pretty much all I need. What I'm going to do next is, oh wait, nope, I got to go do these marks. Okay, bear with me. I'm designing with you. So I've got these, right? Well, now I have to do this where they're going to intersect. Okay, so I have to find that one, and I know it's about right there. So, whoops, where was it? I think it's right there. Right there. No, where was that? Oh, yeah, I turned it. So it's this mark. Okay. So there's one there. One here. Let's see. One there. People wonder why I don't always do live videos, because I have to think through it, just like you do. One there. One there, one there, 2, 2, 2, 2, one there, and one there. Okay. So if you can see, I've got these dots in this inner circle, and then I've got these outer ones. So when I stitch, and I'm not going to stitch through, I'm not going to draw them all, but I'm going to show you how it starts, because I don't want to make too many lines. And I always draw with the ruler that I'm going to use. Hi Judith in UK. You know what I love about this is that I get to see you all over the world, all the people I've met. Hey, and if you only saw me, I have on my Melbourne t-shirt. And look, my Aussie friends, look at my coffee cup today. Hey, Linda Izzard, you know I always think of you with the koalas. Of course, Lynn Finley and Karen Hogan, of course, and all my handy quilter friends. Love that. I always think of you guys when I use that coffee cup. It's kind of my favorite thing to buy. Hi, Nell. It's my favorite thing to buy when I go overseas is a coffee cup because I know I'm going to use it every single day, and I trade them out. So I think of all of you. Okay, so let's do a few more lines. I don't do a whole lot of drawing because, like I said, when you get to the sewing part, all you're doing is stitching dot to dot. Go koalas. Yes, ma'am. I got to hold a koala when I was in Australia, and let me tell you, they are the softest things. Apparently they can be feisty, can't they, Linda Izzard? That's why you feed them eucalyptus leaves while you're holding them so they'll be calm. Whoops. Okay, so now I'm just going around and drawing for y'all. I can tell I've had too much coffee this morning. But it's such a beautiful day. I've got my windows open again. Beautiful fall day. You know what I love? Where's my other little ruler? Here it is. Okay, this is a bean. Hi, Marilyn. You are welcome. This is my bean without the notch. So I have regular rulers too. These notch rulers are only for the long arm, and that's because they have to move with your machine. So when you've got your hopping foot in there, it just helps you guide. These others are for, you know, general curves. But what I love about this old Kelly bean is that the notch, the curve, the concave and the convex are the same curve. So, okay, I said I wasn't going to do all these, but I'm going to, so you can see the shape when I'm finished. Hi, Donna, you're welcome. You know, I just decided I was going to work on this hanky, and you guys might as well come along with me because, you know, I'm all by myself here, so it's kind of fun. All right, so I've done all of those. So at this point, so I'm thinking, which one do I choose? Which one? I really, really, really like this crosshatch. So if I do this, I'm going to draw all of these lines that radiate right to the center. But I really like this one too. But I love this fill. But if I do these circles on this one right here, I can't do this fill because that's just too many circles back and forth. So if I do this one, which I'm leaning towards, then I'm just going to echo it out to the side. I'm all about balance of circles and lines. So, you know, you got to have some curve and some lines. You can't put all curves next to each other. You can't put all lines next to each other, unless you're doing, of course, a modern quilt and it's all linear. But on something like this, I really like to change it up. So I'm thinking this is going to be it. So it's going to be lines. So I'm not going to draw all these because I'm going to stitch them. And I don't know if I will be able to show you my stitching because I have really no way to do that. Okay, so that's my lines that are going to come in. And then I'm going to just do all of this work in my stitching and with my rulers. I'm not going to do any more drawing because this is all free motion. This drawing was just for me to get an idea. I would suggest to you also to draw it beforehand. So I hope that helps. I'm going to start stitching here in a minute, and I will come back and answer some questions later, but probably not right away. Like I said, it will post and be here, and I'll see if I can do part 3, and if I can't live video it, then I will at least come on and maybe live video what I've done so far, or at least do some photos. So anyway, that's all I've got this morning, so I hope that helps in the design process. See Cindy Needham to order the stencils. Thanks. Bye-bye.